Somewhere in the American South, there's a front porch where time seems to stand still. The air there always carries a hint of magnolia, and every summer evening is soaked in a soft, golden light. That's where I spent the last summer with my Grandpa Joe. Grandpa Joe wasn't much of a talker, but every evening, just as the sun began to hide behind the trees, he'd settle into his old wooden swing with a glass of sweet tea in hand. He'd gently pat the empty space beside him like a ritual. I knew what that meant. Sit with him, not to talk, but simply to be there. We would sit in silence, listening to the cicadas buzzing in the pine trees, watching fireflies flicker like tiny stars that had somehow fallen to earth. I was just a boy then, feet barely touching the porch floor, swinging in sync with him, not understanding much at all. But that summer, he started telling stories about the old truck he once drove across 3 states in search of work, about the blonde girl who stole his heart one spring evening, and about the day I was born, how I cried so loudly the whole hospital went silent, as if listening. One evening, as the last slivers of sunlight stretched across the porch, he turned to me, his eyes narrowing like he was looking at something far, far away. He said, "This porch, this swing, it's the last place I still feel like myself." I didn't understand what he meant back then. I just nodded and kept on swinging gently. A month later, he passed away. We buried him beneath the big oak tree behind the house, the same place he once said, "If I have another life, I hope to rest somewhere I can still hear the swing creak and smell sweet tea in the air." Years went by, and I still come back. Every summer, I sit on that old swing alone, a glass of sweet tea in hand, retelling the stories. I don't know who I'm telling them to, maybe to him. And every night, I leave the porch light on, just in case he's still out there, quietly watching me from the dark, listening to the echoes of a time gone by. Or maybe someone else out there is still trying to find their way home. And when they see that light, they'll know someone's still waiting.